Hey, what's going on, comic fans? Mr. Q Comics again, another haul video. Uh, just to show you how far behind I am. These are actually the books I picked up on Free Comic Book Day, not the free comics I got, but the books I bought at the shops I went to. I uh, I just enjoy Free Comic Book Day for the sales, honestly, for back issues. Of course, I love free comics. Usually take my kids with me, let them grab, let them use up the free books. I'll grab a couple, but I usually just like to take advantage of the sales and definitely going to support the local shops, guys, and buy something on Free Comic Book Day. It's crazy how packed my shops get. Lines out the door. Most people just getting the free books. Got to spend some money at the shops on those days. Before I get started, though, guys, I do just want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel so far. I've definitely seen some people who are checking out my videos regularly. You guys are much appreciated. I've been doing this for a few months, and I really didn't know how it was going to go. So really pleased so far with how many people have subbed. So thanks once again. And I do want to give a couple of shout outs to a couple of other channels that I really enjoy and that have given me some great support. First is Daz the Key Chaser. I think Daz is one of my earliest subscribers, and he comments on nearly every video. Much appreciated, Daz. And guys, I'm going to put his link in the description here, but you should definitely check out his videos. I enjoy his content. He posts pretty regularly, and he does a lot of hot comic watches, which I enjoy. I've definitely picked up a few books based on what he's showing off. So keep up the great work, Daz. Thanks. Another channel, Just a Rican and his comics. Super cool channel. He reached out to me on Instagram. He does a great show where he gives shout outs to smaller channels in the community. And I just think that is a super, super cool thing to do. He's going out of his way to hunt down smaller channels and help kind of boost people up, which is just fantastic. He just, having a lot of fun on his channel, and he just oozes positive energy, which is fantastic. Fantastic to see. That's what it should, be all about. I don't know about you guys, but this hobby is my stress relief. If I'm having a crap day at work, I will get up and go, I'm going to the comic book store. I'm going to dig through some back issues, and everything just melts away when I'm digging through long boxes. So, he's just super positive, and you should totally check out his channel. So, all right, let's dive into the books. I hit up two shops. I hit up my regular shop, brought the kids, let them use up the free books, line out the door, of course. Excuse me. He didn't have I think he had a dollar issue sale this year. He had a bunch of books stuffed in dollar bins, but I kind of skipped over that. I just grabbed two books off the wall. First thing I grabbed, Spidey Super Stories number 39. This is a really funny series. It's kind of like, I guess it's like stories based on the old Electric Company skits, which if any of you watch those, I think from the 70s, early 80s, I did as a little kid. This story is hysterical. There's a great channel I watch called Mr. Sunday Movies that does all kinds of, pop culture movie reviews, stuff like that. And they do another channel, I think it's called The Caravan of Garbage. And they do this, they do a breakdown of this book, which you should totally watch. I'll put that link in the description as well. It's hysterical. Thanos ends up being walked off by the NYPD in handcuffs. And I think people list this as the first appearance of the Thanos copter or something ridiculous like that. He's actually flying around in a helicopter in this issue. It's an absolute riot. So this actually goes for some good money. I think it was $12. Mine's beat up here. It's got some staining on the bottom, but I had a copy, but it was cheap, so I grabbed a second copy. He had just put it on the wall. So, all right, this is a big key I've been wanting for a while. Avengers 57, first appearance of Vision. This is just an awesome, awesome cover. Classic John Buscema cover. I love the reds. This is really, really beat up. I mean, this is water damage. It's got like mold spots and stains right around the top of the book. And normally I would avoid this, but this book is really expensive, and Vision's not one of my favorite characters. I just absolutely love the cover. I've wanted it for a while, but mid-grade, higher grade books come with a pretty big price tag. So this was $50. So for a low grade reader, I was happy to pay that and just get a copy into the collection, and eventually I can upgrade it. He had two of these. The second copy looked better, but I think it was missing pages inside, and I just opted to go with the complete book, even though water damage is one of my biggest kind of turnoffs with any books damage. So that was it for the first shop. Then we went for a bit of a drive to hit up a shop I hadn't been to. It was brand new. They were packed. They actually were giving out the standard free comics. They had like 3 long boxes of like bronze, copper, all kinds of stuff they were letting people choose from, which is pretty cool. I saw some of the McFarlane Spider-Man run in there. Amazing Spider-Man run, which is cool. I didn't spend any time digging through there. I wanted to go through their back issues because I knew this store was going to have some good books. The wall was crazy in this place. 3 Hulk 181s on the wall. Pretty sure it had a Hulk #1, an ASM #1. He had a Daredevil #1, an Iron Man #1. I mean, just key after key after key. Couple of FF48s. It was crazy. So basically, we just got in the line, and I was kind of, as the line was moving, I was going through the back issues. He has kind of bins in the wall in drawers, which is a really cool setup. So I was kind of digging through as the line moved. I went in hoping to get a major key. I did walk out with the major key I was hoping would be there. So that, of course, will be at the end. But we'll start with some of the cheaper books. The $1 bin find. Peter Porker, Spectacular Spider-Man #2. I just grabbed this because my 4-year-old was with me, and he loves Spider-Ham from the Into the Spider-Verse movies. So that was cool for $1. I actually think it goes for decent money based on that movie, but I'll probably just be reading that at bedtime. So a couple of Adam Hughes covers, Batgirl #3 and 4, cool covers. These were just like $2, I think, and I was just looking to complete a second run of the Hughes Batgirl covers. So, and I couldn't remember. I knew I was missing one. I couldn't remember which issue, so I grabbed 3 and 4. So one of them is a duplicate. I haven't even found the extra ones. I was trying to get 1 through 6 again. So, all right, we got Uncanny X-Men 164. This is the first Carol Danvers as Binary. Probably mid-grade, fine, very fine. And I think this was only like $7. I think it's a Dave Cockrum cover there. So I have multiple copies of this. I've been kind of grabbing extra. I think this book heated up with the Captain Marvel movie. I'm not sure how it's doing now, but it was a really good price, I thought, for $7 for this book. He had some keys in there that I was just floored with his prices. I thought the shop was going to be crazy expensive, and I walked out of there with some, I thought, unbelievable deals. So Swamp Thing #50. This is, I think it's the first full appearance of Justice League Dark. Is it Stephen Bissett on cover and John Totalman? I'm probably butchering it. So I think this is the first full appearance, and the first cameo is in 49. I don't really like this cover, but 49's cover is fantastic. I think this is the bigger money book. I can't remember. This one's not in great shape. It's got a lot of spine ticks, but it was only $2. So again, key issues like this for $2, I'm grabbing those. I think this book was hot for a while and cooled off. I think it was hot because DC came out with like the Justice League Dark series. I think the book got hot at that time. I could be mistaken, so feel free to correct any errors I make in the comments below, guys. I actually really appreciate the information I've gotten from my other videos. So if I'm giving any wrong info, please chime in and let me know. So that was cool. I was glad to get a second one of those. The first one I have is in pristine shape, which I think I showed in another video. This I have. I was psyched to get another copy. Punisher #1. This is in great shape. Can't remember who the cover artist is. Not the biggest fan of the artwork, but I do love this cover simply based on the fact that the Punisher is rappelling down the wall, coming in this window, and he's coming in with a bazooka, which is hysterical to me. He's coming in the fire escape. Not a gun, not a machine gun, not a handgun. Nope, he's got a bazooka. He's just going to take everyone out in one shot. That is absolutely hysterical. That's classic 80s Punisher to me. I loved the Punisher as a kid. I loved how he compared to Spider-Man. He's just killing everything. And you're bad, you're going to die. And this just, classic Punisher to me. I don't know why this is absolutely hysterical to me. Coming in the window with a bazooka. So that was only $5, which I thought was a great price. I know it's not a hugely expensive book, but still, $5 is a good price. X-Men 221. Newsstand copy. This one's not in the best of shape, but again, this is another key issue. First appearance of Mr. Sinister. I've always loved this cover. This is Mark Silvestri art, who I loved from that time period. I think he got overshadowed, obviously, by Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane at the time, even Rob Liefeld, and who's the other guy? I'm going to butcher his name. Whilce Portacio. Those were kind of, to me, the 5 superstar artists at Marvel at the time. But I always really enjoyed Mark Silvestri's art. I think he did some of the later Wolverine run too. But I really love this cover. Good key issue to have. I'm curious if he'll end up in movies down the road. I always thought he was a cool villain. I never fully understood his powers when I was reading the X-Men at this time period, but I always loved the character design. So just glad to have another copy. I've gotten multiples. I always find this book and relatively cheap. So I think it was $10, which I was happy with. So. All right, X-Men 135. I know this is part of the Dark Phoenix storyline. I can't remember if this is a particular key or not, but it is a cool John Byrne cover, and it was only $7. So I've been grabbing any of these Bronze Age X-Men books I love under the 150 range. They're always, hot books. So again, I think I have it in better shape, but I wasn't passing up another copy for that price. It's another book I have. I actually pulled from a dollar bin in another video, but this is actually a better copy. Spectacular Spider-Man number 90, first appearance of the black costume. I think it ties with ASM 252, I think, though it doesn't go anywhere near the same amount of money. I actually would say I like this cover. Well, I don't know. ASM 252 is not too bad, but it is a little dull with the color, the background color. But this is a really sharp cover. Who is it? Al Milgram's story and cover on this, and this is probably a very fine near mint, which is better than the one I had. And this was also only $5, which I thought was really cheap. I see it on walls at other shops for 30 plus, so to find a high grade copy for $5, I was extremely happy with. So, all right, getting into some of the better books. I have these as well, but X-Men 141. And 142, the Days of Future Past storyline. Love these books. In particular, I just love the cover on 41. This is John Byrne, Terry Austin cover. That is just iconic. I absolutely love that one. The one I have is in better shape, but this is actually pretty good, mid-grade. And I think these both worked out the set to like $13 each, which wasn't a bad price, wasn't, I don't know. I don't know if it was a steal, but solid price. This one's in better shape, so you can't complain about having multiples of those books for certain. So, all right, Amazing Spider-Man 124. Again, I think I have pretty much most of this stuff, but the prices were just so good. I think this worked out to $9, something like that. First appearance of the Man-Wolf, Bronze Age Spidey. This is just fantastic John Romita cover. I love the classic John Romita Spider-Man. I think this was, did I say that? Less than $10? Probably VG range. It's got a little tape pull up there. So glad to get another copy of that. This I was really psyched to find. The last four in particular, to me, were the finds of the day. I've been wanting this, ASM 361. But it's the second print. This was also, I think, less than $10, and it's in really good shape. Probably very fine right now, but it's got things like little dimples on the cover, some corner kind of curl, so it could totally be pressed. And again, I was surprised it was only marked at $10. I mean, they had 361 on the wall, but I know the second print goes just about the same as the first print, and I've definitely wanted the second print for a while. I just didn't want to spend big money for it, so I was surprised to find it for that price. And I think I've mentioned it before. I think I showed this off recently, the first print. I'm not a huge Mark Bagley fan myself, but I do love this cover. This is my favorite Bagley cover. I think that's actually awesome. I love the Carnage character design there. I think it's awesome. So psyched to get the second print finally. Really happy with this one. Again, I couldn't believe he had this for the price he did. Amazing Spider-Man number 23. This is a great Steve Ditko cover. This is the third appearance of the Green Goblin. I don't have any of the early Green Goblin stuff. It's always really pricey. This was, I can't even remember what this was. It was less than $30 though. I think he had it marked at 35, but with the discounts he was given that day, less than $30, and it's, good, very good. I'm happy with it. It's complete. No chunks missing. There's a few chips there, so if I can get early ASM at those prices, I'm gonna buy him. That's fantastic. Just really psyched to have something early Green Goblin. So. Now this book was just, to me, I was shocked to get it at this price. This book has been super hot. I don't personally know much about this character. I never read it, but it's hot because of what else? The movies. Special Marvel Edition number 15, The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. So I guess this is the first appearance of Shang-Chi. This was, again, $9. And this is a big book right now. This book is going for big money and really high grade. This is not high grade. Really beat up. It's probably in the good range. I think it's got a big tear on the back. Probably some water damage, but it was marked at $10. And I think it was doing 10% off that day. So it was like $9. So couldn't leave that. This I actually passed by and was like, had to go back, like double checking. Was that really what I thought it was? And sure enough. So amazing find. I thought he has another one. I've gone in there a few times since, and he's got this other one marked at like 125 or something. So I don't know, just marking really low grade stuff, really priced well. I mean, I was even discussing the prices with the guys, so they know what they have. These guys know their books inside and out. So just awesome to find a shop that's going to mark low grade stuff super low. He has 10-cent covers of Batman, Action Comics, $10 and less, just stacks of them. Just crazy. So I will definitely be buying more of that stuff, and I've gone back to the shop like 4 times already. So this is the big book. This is a Grail for me. I've been wanting this for a while. It's an X-Men book. I went in there hoping he'd have it. Sure enough, it was on the wall. I kind of had to start up a conversation with the owner because the line was like 20 people deep. And, he let me look at it right there because I don't think many people were buying stuff off the wall. And I was obviously expressing interest in it, and I think it was their first day. So, yeah, he gave me a deal on it. I was super psyched. X-Men 94. Super happy to have this. Obviously, the start of the new team. You've got the second appearance of all the new characters. Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, and Thunderbird. So this is one of the ones, multiple creators. I think Len Wein and Chris Claremont story. You've got Gil Kane and Dave Cockrum on the cover. Awesome cover. I love it with the Count Nefaria, the covers. The colors, rather. This is beat up. It's low grade, but, I bought a giant size X-Men recently. I've spent a lot of money on investment books. So I didn't have the money to buy a high grade copy. This was the only one he had, but it was like after the deal he worked out, it was like $150. So it's probably in the very good range. So I was happy to get that. Everything I was seeing on eBay in mid-grade ranges was like $300-400. So to get a lower grade copy for me was definitely fine at that price. Definitely jump on these X-Men books now, guys. They're just going up and up. I'm shocked how much the giant size X-Men is going for now. It has just gone crazy. So any of these X-Men keys, I think they're definite safe bets. And this is just a fantastic book. So psyched to have this and giant size X-Men #1 now. Really got to get on the Hulk 181 because that is never going down. So that's going to be the next, hopefully the next big investment sometime soon when I can scrape together the funds. I'm going to have to sell a lot of the stuff I've been showing off. So I hope you guys enjoyed the haul. As always, if you do, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Really appreciate everyone who has subscribed thus far. Please comment on the videos. I love chatting with people. I love getting feedback on any information that I'm giving out incorrectly or anything I'm not sure about. Chime in, let me know. If you know something I don't, please share. I definitely love it. So again, guys, thanks so much and happy hunting to everyone out there.